So if you already read the title, then you already know what this video is about. Okay, so 16 and pregnant. Some of y'all don't know and some of y'all do know, but I had my first child at 17. Actually, I got pregnant at 16. So let's get into the story. I think I told this story before some years ago on YouTube, but I'm just gonna come back with a quick brief recap of kind of everything. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my video is a little bit different from some of the 16 and pregnant videos because it's not just about the whole pregnancy in a way. It's kind of like it's about being pregnant at 16, but it's also like small advice at the same time of like things that happen. But let's get into the story. So I am currently 24 years old. Okay, 24. I had my first child at 17, but I was pregnant at 16. I actually planned my first child. I just wanted to have a kid. I could go into the reasons of why. I'm just gonna make it very simple. I wanted to have a kid because I felt like I was feeling like a feeling of neglect. So I went and planned to have a kid. But when I first had my kid, the pregnancy was a breeze. I mean, it was my first pregnancy, so it was a breeze. But after I had him, I just kind of like had to adjust and stuff like that. And by adjust, I mean like adjusting my sleep schedule because I wasn't used to like having to wake up and stuff a lot. I mean, I was 16 and I was going to school and stuff, you know, like I got up to go to school and came back and did homework and blah, blah, blah. So I was 16 years old, but I had to adjust my school schedule. I had to adjust my sleep schedule. I also had to find a different school. And my mom told me like, hey, you may not be able to, do this. We have to find a babysitter. So this is actually part of my advice, which a lot of people don't know. It doesn't matter what state you in. I'm going to give you this as great advice, and I'm telling you, take it, run with it. No matter what state you're in, I want you to go on Google and I want you to look up child care help. And there is literally a child care help program in each state. So in the state that I'm in, it is actually called Child Care Group. In other states, it'll be called something differently, but it's like your own state government program where they help you with childcare. And by that, I mean they literally pay for some of your childcare and you may pay a portion. And if you're in school, then you may not pay anything because you're still a child in school. So again, if you're 16, 17 years old or whatever, and honestly, I believe it goes all the way up to like 25. And you're just by yourself and you're in school and you don't know what to do. Because, I mean, we all sit there and we're like, what do? I just had a kid. I have to work. I have to make money. I'm going to have to quit school. You don't have to quit school. You can apply for, childcare. And, they'll go through the process and help you. They also get to the people that are in school at a young age. They get to them faster. And they get to the ones that are homeless faster. And when I say homeless, I don't mean like out on the street with nowhere to go, you sleeping outside. Homeless means like you're house hopping. So you're moving from house to house and you really don't have your own stable place. That is their term of homeless because you don't have your own place for you and your kid. Homeless also is when you're not living with your parent. They automatically classify you as homeless. And I'm just telling y'all my little story while also trying to advise. When I was 16, I actually, after I had my first kid, I got pregnant again. And when I say again, I mean again. So I want to say be careful because literally the minute you get pregnant and you have a kid and you don't get on like birth control or anything, you can get pregnant just like that. Like in a matter of seconds. It doesn't take that much to get you pregnant because your body is already fertile. So please be careful when it comes to something like that. I was still pretty young, pregnant again with 2 kids, and I was still in school. I was a sophomore becoming a junior when I first found out I was pregnant with my first kid at 16. And then I was a junior becoming a senior when I found out I was pregnant with my second kid. So I had to graduate school with 2 kids. But again, I used the child care. So make sure that you're, no matter what state you're in, that you go online and you look for a child care, a government child care thing that might help you with assistance. And really, I feel like the key word to put in is child care assistance in your state, because that's really what it's called, something like that. And then it will tell you what it is. You would apply and, you know, just kind of like move forward. And like I said, when you're in school, you really don't have to pay anything because you're in school. You know, they want you to focus on school. What was I gonna say? So we got childcare out the way. The little birth control thing, just kind of like being careful when you have a kid, because, you know, like I said, you can have a kid very, very quickly. I also want to say something about like pantries. For those people that do get pregnant young and you don't have anywhere to go, they have food pantries. And it just kind of like depends on your location. And the reason I say that, because I can never tell you something that I didn't go through. And when I had my second kid and I was enrolled in school, I was already taking care of my first kid. My first kid was 1 year old by that point. But I had to go through my school. They knew kind of like what I was going through, so they was very helpful. My principal was helpful. They gave me DART passes so I can get to and from school. They also had like this little pantry. You can go in there and get supplies. Ladies, you could get feminine products. I am not sure if I said that right, but you can get like pads, you can get toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, razors, little wipes, like brooms, whatever you might need. They also have like ravioli cans in there, and just like a lot of little stuff that I feel like was really helpful. So I feel like that really helped me along the way when I had my second kid, because I was actually out by myself when I had my second kid. I had my own apartment, but just because I had my own apartment didn't mean I knew what I was doing. I was still kind of struggling a little bit because, I mean, you know, bills got to be paid and stuff like that. But like I was saying, if you go to school, I would also consider asking your principal that if you're comfortable enough to, because the one thing I would say is never deny the help that you can get. Like they say, it takes a village, and I know it could be really hard asking people for help because you're afraid to be judged. You know, you don't want anybody talking about you. But at the end of the day, you have to put your pride to the side and understand that you want, you know, like something better for you and your child. So with that being said, ask your principal. And then also, I was gonna say, so we did daycare, and I'm sorry, y'all, I just have a lot in my head when talking about this, so I'm like running back trying to see what it was I was gonna say. But I don't know if y'all get like food stamps or EBT in your area or your state, but if you do, then I would try also applying for that. There's many ways you can apply for it. If you live with your parent, then your parent can just write you a letter. If you're homeless, and like we said earlier, homeless means you're just house hopping, you really don't have anywhere to go, then you can apply as being homeless. And nothing is going to happen to you or your baby because you applied for being homeless. You know, homeless doesn't mean that you're homeless. It just means that you don't have a home that you own and you pay for. So, you know, you can try getting it that way, and it'll also come to you easier. And one just quick tip really quick. When you're homeless or homeless in the system, they tend to move to you quicker, no matter what it is, because you're a priority. So just keep that in mind. And what else was I gonna say? But yeah, so I had my 2 kids, and I had to graduate school with my 2 kids. Now I'm just gonna circle back to the beginning because I did not mention this to y'all, but the one thing I also had to do when I got pregnant at 16 was I had to change schools. I was going to a public school, and in my public school, they didn't have daycare. So if you really truly want to be the best that you can for your child, and you don't want to get a GED and you want to push forward, I literally say just transfer to another school. I had to transfer to a school called Dallas Can. It's just like it's those little schools where you get GEDs from, because, you know, maybe you didn't graduate on time, or maybe you trying to get out early or something, but I didn't get a GED. I was in that school for like 3 or 4 months until the child care kicked in. So immediately when I had my child, I applied for child care, and I went to another school, because these schools, the ones that I went to Dallas Can, those schools that give you GEDs, most of the time, those schools have daycares attached to them. And a daycare fee was only $10 a week. I could do that. So I paid $10 a week while I actually went to school, which was cheap. So I would recommend looking for a school that assists pregnant people, even if you have to search like schools for pregnancy or school for pregnant women or something like that. You know, high schools for pregnant women or whatever, middle school, whatever it is, they have these kind of schools. You just have to look it up. And they pretty much help you out. And when you go to those schools, they give you diapers and wipes and stuff like that. They will also introduce you to mentors, and mentors are the ones that's going to give you additional stuff as well. So, like, they give you, what did I get? Because I had a mentor program, and I really honestly believe they just kept me up on diapers and wipes. Like, I don't think I had to ever buy diapers and wipes. So I had diapers, wipes, milk. When holidays came around, like Christmas and stuff like that, they made sure that I could get gifts for my baby. So, you know, like I said in the beginning, it's kind of hard to ask people for help, but honestly, when you want the best for you and your child, you have to put your pride to the side and you have to do what you need to do. And I know it may feel like it's a lot for you to go through, but in all honesty, like, it's a good thing. It's really a good thing, because like personally, I'm grateful for all of the things that I had to go through. You know, even with having my child at a young age, although I planned to do that, even though I had no business planning to do that, I planned to do it. But I'm like very grateful, because having to figure things out by myself kind of taught me more responsibility than I ever known. And it just kind of made me a little more mature in a way. And it just made me really appreciative of like the things that was given to me. And I mean, like anything. I had teachers at school helping me buy groceries and stuff for my house. Like, they was going out the way for me because they knew that I was just like a smart little girl. You know, like they knew me in school, so they knew that I was doing what it took to get things done. And the fact that I kept trying so hard to push through school made them want to be there for me. So, you know, never be afraid to ask somebody for help. That's the main thing. But yeah, I had to graduate high school with 2 kids, and it was not easy. It was the hardest. It was the hardest, seriously, because I was paying daycare already for 1 kid, and then I was in my early pregnancy with the 2nd kid, literally, and I was like vomiting and throwing up and trying to get through schoolwork, and it was hard. But you know, like I said, with the kind of resources that I had, and the me speaking up, because one thing's for sure, I consider myself an open book. That means that I'm not hard to read. If you ask me something, I'm just gonna tell you, because we all go through things, and our experiences that we go through and share, we help other people with them. So that was me, you know, and because people already knew, they went out the way to just help me get through. So, you know, that's it. But that was kind of like my little story. I know it wasn't the typical 16 and pregnant that you was looking for. But I just kind of wanted to make my 16 and pregnant a little bit different. I know other moms talk about like, oh, I'm so tired, and oh, I was going through this and feeling this. You know, if you want to hear more about stuff like that and what happened, then please do not hesitate to ask me in the comments. I will definitely make a video about it. I'm a mom of 5. I have 5 toddlers right now. My oldest is 7, and they all fall underneath. My youngest is 1 year old, so trust me. I am full of answers. If you have the questions, just ask them. But yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I really hope that my video was helpful to young moms and other moms, and also that you know, it influenced you all in a way to just kind of like keep going. Because the one thing that you hear a lot as a young mom is, oh, you're not going to graduate high school, or oh, she's not going to make it. You know, they always like to down young moms. And I still say us, because at the end of the day, I was still once a young mom. So they always down us. And you know, the first thing they want to say is, a child is going to slow you down, or you're never going to make it, or, you know, like they make you feel like your life is over. Well, I'm here to tell you that your life is not over. I'm here to tell you that. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't even sure how to make this video, but it just came across my heart to share with you all. So I really do hope that you all enjoyed. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on my very next video. Don't forget to leave comments. Bye, y'all. Don't you get away,